discriminating sense of smell because both can smell.
Both left and right.
Left and right, both can smell. But one has a very sort of a smell of a stagnated personality, and another has a smell of a pasina.
Burning sort of sharp smell.
Sharp, pungent. That's pungent. One is like if you put the blanket, you see, in the water, keep it hanging, and it smells horrible like a stagnated.
Ammonia type.
That's all. But don't decide on fragrance. Decide on your vibration. It's better left or right. So now the combinations of all the muscles, because the muscles all Sthiti Stapakta comes from Muladhara. So the combinations with this, you see which ones will catch. For example, if Muladhara, left Muladhara, is catching with left now, left Muladhara, left Swadhisthana, and heart. This is very bad combination. Left Muladhara, left Nabhi, left Swadhisthana, and heart. This is a bad combination. Because even if you have these three things, if your heart is all right, that's the spirit. So it can control all these three things, right? But if you have, in addition to that, even left Ajna, then definitely you will have one of those incurable diseases like myelitis and all that. So for myelitis patients, or for cancer patients, or for all such incurable patients who have left side problem, cancer can be divided into various things. Like we can have cancer, say, of the uterus, with a combination of Swadhisthana and Muladhara and left Nabhi. Left Swadhisthana is uterus. So you give it a bandhan on these three chakras separately. Then tie them together. With what? With a flame. Tie them together. Go on tying. First of all, of course, you have to raise, as I told you, the right side to the left. Do it about 7 times. And then after doing that, you do it to every chakra. Then you tie them up together. 3 of them together, or you can put 2 together, and then 2 together, and then all of them together. The tying up, you see. And then take it out like that, tying up. With that tying up, you'll find that they will have no place to go anywhere, because these are the only 3 points they are touching. If they are touching 3 or 4 points, you can always do. And you'll be surprised that you can do it. But at that time, best thing would be to have a candle with my photograph behind it would be the best. If you can devise a method by which you can have a candle in front and a photograph behind. So the vibrations are flowing all the time. But at other time, what you can do is to put the candle and one hand towards the photograph and right hand you can use it. So the vibrations are flowing. Best would be to have a candle in such a way placed that behind it you can also fix my photograph. So the candle and photograph move together. If you could make some device, I mean in India you can.
No, it's not that difficult. Because they have mirrors behind candles. Some candlesticks have mirrors. You just remove the mirror and you can
instead of the mirror you can have a photograph.
That's right.
That would be better.
Can you explain again, Mother, that the candle is in front and the picture is at the back?
Yeah. You see, it's a special candlestick which can have both Sri Mataji's photograph and the candle on it.
That would be very effective.
Otherwise, that particular one would be at the back, would it?
No, the candle. You
The
see,
candles behind, the candles in front of the pictures. Like say, you're holding it in pictures here, and the candles in front. You do it around, so then they go together.
Yes, that's a better device. But otherwise, for other normal people, what they have to do is to put the candle, put the left hand towards the candle. Right hand you have another candle and photograph that side. Right hand you have another candle and go on doing like that. It can work out that way also. But if this communication is not alright, if Vishuddhi is not alright, then the flow is not so much, isn't it? So best is to have direct, if you can. But this also will work out. Even just giving bandhas will stop it. But this is very quick method, plain. If you have fire, also you can. It's very good to do it on the fire. If there's fire burning, ask the person to put the left side towards the photograph, and the left side towards the photograph and right in the fire. It will clear. And the photograph should have a cant also. So put the left hand towards the photograph and right hand there, you can clear. But for Muladhara, it is better to sit on the ground. Seaside, like we have a campfire. In a campfire, we can sit on the ground and have some fire. You can do it in the summer times also. To clear out the Muladhara.
Boy Scout camp.
Huh?
Like Boy Scout camp.
Boy Scout. We are going to have. Now you will see that. We are in for it. Because you said we don't mind, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
We will take in the tent. I said whatever is the cost, let's have the tent. So I told them all this.
That is best actually.
For Indian tents, it's actually तो जैसे आप लोग करते हैं.
I think they are better Indian tents. Yeah.
Maybe they are cotton.
They are cotton, you see, that is the thing. If it rains or something, then there may be some problem. But otherwise, they're okay.
It's covered तो होता है चारों तरफ.
हाँ.
It's covered completely. Tents are covering that. बड़े-बड़े तंबू होते हैं अपने. तंबू तो बड़ा भारी होते हैं हम business.
Tambu means this,
माने
this
huge big thing, you know. And
Pandal.
big pillars. हाँ बड़े-बड़े पंडाल.
Oh, that is very easy. That is
You can
best.
raise it anywhere. Takes hardly any time.
We can
किराए पे मिलते हैं दिल्ली में. But you can get it anywhere. See, in Bombay you can get it anywhere. You can.
they're quite expensive to hire. That is it.
No.
Huh?
Not so.
500 a day, something like that.
Not so. I don't think that's so expensive. You see, we will not have marriage ones.
Oh,
Marriage का होगा 500.
okay.
We'll have smaller ones. You see. One for the ladies, one for the gents, and one for the other people like that. We can have. It's not such a problem.
That would be, to be honest, Srimati, that is better because you see, if you are all sleeping in one room, the air becomes dirty, everything becomes dirty.
It's possible. Then there is another suggestion. Achha, now let's finish this. Then I'll say. So the second point is about the Swadhisthana. We come to Swadhisthana. It's the most complicated thing in Swadhisthana.
Left Swadhisthana.
Left Swadhisthana is first is due to fake gurus, unauthorized thing. But fake gurus, if it will be Swadhisthana plus one. But if it is purely left Swadhisthana, then you use a psychiatrist. That's the disease, yes, good.
Psychiatry is a disease.
It is purely. Then someone like that. See. But left Swadhisthana can have all kinds of combinations. Say, for example, take this left Swadhisthana and Muladhara. You can get paralysis of the legs for no reason. You might get arthritis. But for arthritis, you have to have left arm. You can't get arthritis only with purely Swadhisthana. But with Swadhisthana, you can get paralysis of the legs, left Swadhisthana. Left Swadhisthana, Muladhara, this is very dangerous also in some ways. Because you may develop very dirty methods of perverted life. Extremely satiric, you can say. Paishachik. See, left side is Paishachik. What is it called, Paishachik? Pishach is left side.
Demonic almost, you would say.
Then demon to right hota hai.
In English, they don't have that sort of differentiation.
A slight type of a
Malignant, you can say.
Huh?
Malignant. Malignant is not.
You know what I'm saying? A person who is demonic is a person aggressive hota hai, na? They will also aggressive. But Paishachik is a person who is like a pashu, who is like an animal.
Bestial.
Bestial. But I mean, beasts are normal. So even beasts who say
so that's the word, bestiality.
Bestiality, you see, and this kind of thing. All right. So they indulge into such things, and they can do this to others also. They can find out ways and it's more like a worm life. You see, such people are fond of eating feces and all kinds of things. Dirty people, absolutely filthy, rubbish.
Like living in mud.
Huh? I mean, mud silly, but
Living in it.
they like bad smells and they like to smell the gutters, this, that, but they would not like to smell the flowers sort of people. That's left side.
So such people, perfume would be very good.
Perfume they hate.
But if
You see, जैसे अपने यहाँ होते हैं ना जो people who do the washing of the latrines and all that, then they become like that. So they don't smell anything dirty. It's just like an animal it is. Nothing is dirty for them. They'll eat the food lying on the street, they won't mind. I mean, dirty people. And as a result of those habits, they might develop something.
then it goes to Nabi.
It can go anywhere. But what I'm saying, basically, it is an activity which is sly, which is secretive, which is low. Like, you see, they are, say, flirts, mostly because they can't have sex act, so flirts. Then also all the perversions, that you study about these people is like, see, there's a young girl, but they can't flirt with a young girl, so they'll flirt with the wife, sort of nonsense they do. What is that called as?
Shall they flirt with the mother?
Or they'll flirt with the mother because they can't flirt with the young girl who's sitting there. You see, as soon as they see the young girl, they start flirting with the wife. What do you call that kind of a thing?
I don't know. Displacement, they would say.
Displacement. Displacement.
This is typical psychology, Srimati. All this is Freud. Freud spoke entirely about this. His whole psychology is based on the theory of displacement.
That's true. Very true. I've seen people doing that. But what is the reason he gives? He says it's a good idea.
He says it's a good idea.
It's sickness. That is the sign of sickness because you are doing with your mind.
Your mind becomes... See, that is the thing, Srimachi. What happens is, now it's easy to see, is that you have a desire. For some reason, either because of cowardice or something, you do not express that desire. But instead of killing that desire, you twist it. One twist, you see, and you shift it into another direction. Then if you cannot fulfill it in that, you give it another twist. So, let's say you have a desire for person A. Because you cannot go to person A, you go to person B who reminds you of person A. But you have no real interest in person B. So you get frustrated. So you go to person C. And the desire gets twisted and twisted and twisted,
No, but this desire is actually artificial.
Oh, whatever it may be.
Because I'll tell you how. Say you see all sorts of these, read about advertising and read all these books, this, that, everywhere. Then you form an image, you see. It's an image.
That's true.
That you follow. It's an image that you follow. It's an artificial image.
It's
It
pure.
doesn't exist in reality. Now, you think of a woman who is young. It could be your own daughter who is young, you see. And seeing the young daughter, you might feel this desire for your wife. It's not a very clean thing, you see.
Oh, I know what you mean now, Sri. That takes place in our culture a lot because there are many examples. No, but more than this, husband and wife.
Husband and wife.
You see,
that normally the husband won't feel that for the wife. But if there's a young girl sitting or a young woman sitting or even a daughter,
then he feels inflamed.
then he feels. But that is a very debased sort of a thing. It's such a sly stuff. But it is actually it is a possession. In this case, definitely it's a possession.
See, the other extreme to which this goes, Sri Mataji, in our culture, is that both husband and wife together will go into such a situation, let us say, I cannot give examples, which will inflame this desire in both of them.
Also, it is filth. It is imagination and faith. Because what happens? There's no joy. And a child produced out of such a relationship, what would be the child? Of such a relationship. After all, the child is produced after two persons have met on the
Spiritual.
level, no, not spiritual you can call it, but in the present, in reality.
I know what you mean, yes.
Because mind plays a part.
And manas is on the left, so it's
Manas on the left, so the
always deluded.
is delusion. You do things in delusion, you see. So you don't take the responsibility of the child
Or of the relationship.
or the relationship. The whole thing is so funny, you see. It's, there's no reality behind it. It's absurd.
So this is the basis of all mental illness.
Mental sex is that.
But even madness, most madness is because the
This is
people are in
madness.
delusion.
This is real madness. This is the sign of madness. Child can be born mad.
Or a child born into such a family will go there.
It's such a family or such husband-wife relationship, where you see the marriage is a reality. It is a reality. It is not fantasy.
No.
It's not some sort of a romanticism that you place one into another and imagine and think that this is another woman and you have relation with another woman. It's not possible. If you do like that, your mind is somewhere else, you are somewhere else. It has an effect on the mind of the child.
Naturally.
So the child that is born is itself could be anything. It could be any sort of a person. With a mind which is not normal, could be a mind who is mad, could be a mind who is depressed, can be anything, such a child.
But this sort of behavior, Sri Mataji, is considered normal in the West. If you read any of the magazines, leave alone psychology textbooks, in magazines so often people write.
The Muladhara method you have made complete mistake. Is evil. I tell you, Muladhara attention is absolutely evil in the West. I mean, it's really evil to human beings, no doubt. The Sara whole concept is absolutely wickedness. It's wickedness.
But that means each generation is getting more completely destroyed.
That's what I'm saying. But whole thing is nothing but wickedness of some sort of an evildoer who has put these ideas. And that's why Freud, I really...
It's Mr. Freud. Freud was
Mr. Freud is the one, the way they have taken
Mr. Freud, Mr. the one who does Playboys and things.
But Freud started, you see. Freud started it. Freud made it respectable. Before Freud, it was not respectable. People did it, but they were ashamed. It was the same attitude as mine did.
Acha, it's the same. I don't know what they do, but whatever it is. I'm just giving you an example because I've seen this happening among some of the so-called elite people here. So that's what I felt. That they see a young girl and suddenly you find they are very nice to their wives.
I haven't noticed that. But it's,
I've seen it. Because you see my seeing is different. Nah?
Yes.
But in that is not the play of so much of a possession we can say always. But could be the person himself is doing it. Can do it himself. You see that kind of a nonsense. Maybe possession, may not be. It's not definitely. So you cannot say with limbu it will go away. Such a person has to be alert.
What you said this morning, Sri Mataji, was that these things become a part of your mind.
Yes.
Possessions, they become
No,
intertwined. with you.
possession could be taken off, but this becomes a habit. See, possessions can give you habits and can disappear. And there could be, you might form your habits
As a result.
because you enjoy it. It's that kind of a nonsense. Everything that is imaginary is not possessions.
No, that is true.
Everything that is imaginary is not possession. That's your own projection, mental projection. So this is the kind of a thing that is extremely abnormal for any righteous person. Absolutely abnormal. And a person who leads such a life creates problem for the whole society. So left side is dealing with the physical side as far as the triggering of these diseases are concerned. But mainly it spoils the mind. So if you have the left Swadhisthana spoiled and left Muladhara, you are vulnerable absolutely for a mental disease. Vulnerable. Apart from physical. Vulnerable for mental disease. You might get all these troubles of schizophrenia, this thing, that. Even if your left Swadhisthana is spoiled, by any chance, you are in for it. But if it is in addition is there Muladhara, then you are definitely vulnerable for it. But what happens that in the left side, the mind how it gets into problems. Because, you see, first of all, the left side makes you lethargic. So, the mind stops working, in the sense that it doesn't think that what I have to do. It's sort of a, what you call that,
Listless.
mind, what a devil's workshop that है?
Acha, the devil,
Idle.
Idle.
The devil makes
it
work
develops
idle.
idleness.
Mm.
Idleness makes you think, you see. Now what to do with idleness? You can't carry on with idleness. You get bored with idleness. So this is, idleness makes your organs idle. But this manasa, at an English word there is no for manasa.
No, there is no word.
You
It's
see,
better to
mind,
say manas.
the mind is intellect, I don't know, but two things we can put it. Manasa, or this side is prana. So we can say manasa, the left side, the manasa. Then manasa starts to see going into all these things, like these perversions and all that. The movement of the manasa on the left side gives. For example, if you are drinking, then you don't see your sister as a sister.
Oh, that is true.
Then you don't see your mother as a mother. You can go. You see, all the values are lost in 3 generations. In the first generation you drink, it's not so. Second generation, not so. Third generation, it happens. How is it in India? It is not conceivable that a boy can have any such infatuation for a mother knowingly. An impossibility. And here, why is it so much? Because drinking is so common in the West. With drinking, it happens. But in primitive classes, it is absolutely a rule. Among primitive people, it's a rule.
That's clear.
I mean, absolute rule. They have not such compunction.
Here in this country.
No, primitive.
Acha, in jungles.
Jungles, primitive also. They can, you see, there's no problem.
Like they are just out
They are
there.
anarchists. They say they have no, they're just like animals. So that's there. But even if you drink, you know, what happens, that part of Pashuta, that parts of animal that's come in you, that you don't see your sister as a sister, to you, all sublimity dissolves. All sublimity dissolves. This is the thing, that on the left side when the sublimity dissolves, you see, there's no ascent. So the movement is all that side. Then when you get possessed on the movement, on that movement, then you can get all other combination. Left nabi you can get. Left nabi can be caught, if as you know that left nabi can be triggered by a horrible woman in the house. A woman who is not religious, a woman who is materialistic, any sort of thing, left nabi. A woman who is lower level type of a person or any sort, you can develop left nabi. Now with left nabi, you see, you are always agitated in that relationship. You are not balanced with that relationship. You may tolerate, you may say, alright, it's alright, I have to go to it. But the agitation is always there. That agitation causes the left nabi to go into a trauma. And left nabi is our spleen. It goes into this thing. Those mothers who have these problems can get children. The poor spleen is absolutely lethargic, cannot produce any blood cells. तो वो होता है ना, एनीमिया होता है एक तरह
Leukemic leukemia.
some sort of a thing like that. Leukemia of every sort, you can say, can come. But it is due to the mind. This is due to the mind of the mother,
Manas.
or the mind of the father also. If the father is a flirt, he is a badmash and all that, his son can get. So all mind is very powerful. Manas is very powerful. Because you go to the left. Flirting also is a sign of left-sidedness. The flirting is absolute left-sided. Flirting. Not the actual. If the rapist is the right side. But the flirt is a left-sided flirt. Absolutely left-sided. In the sense that he is absolutely important getting important, and he gives, you see, it goes into his mind, he's a romantic fellow, this, that, nonsense, all things. That's not reality. And he flirts with women this way. But also it can happen in people who are over energetic, then also become flirts. Because what happens, they are so energetic that there is no attention on the sex. So the sex enters into their mind, the other side of the mind, the ego part. And then it can be used for ego purpose also. But a flirt, you see, is a funny type of a flirt, like he exposes his body, tries to show off his body, is the left side. The flirt who uses his eyes, you see, and puts on clean eyes on the others and sort of feeds his ego on that eye, oh no, so many women are after me. That's the another side. So we have double combination. When he becomes overactive physically, what happens then? He becomes important as a result. Because all the activities gone into this mental activity. So even sex is a mental activity. Even religion is a mental activity. Everything becomes a mental activity. It's another mythical world of prapancha. Religion, we get up, go to the church, cover your head very seriously, read this, that, finished, come back, sit down, get your baptism, then sit down like a fool, and read Bible, argue it out and say this is the dogma, that is the dogma, this nowhere near the truth. That's also mental activity.
Fantasy.
Fantasy it is. And then it can be fanatics, that's it. So the fanatics could be absolutely important. Have no interest in sex, they don't like the idea of sex. If anybody talks openly, they don't like it. But with the eyes, they will do. But if anybody mentions sex, oh, this one, don't say to us. Don't want to hear. But with the eyes, they will do. That's an ego style. But this is another type where a man exposes his body, women especially. They like to expose their body. I mean, imagine.
There's another.
This is left side, exposure of body. But to control other men and to use your body for that purpose is the right side. But some women very slyly do it, you see, in a very sly manner.
I've seen there's a sort they call a seductive style they have.
Seductive.
Even if they don't expose their body, they speak in such a way that you are caught in some
They
sort
may
of...
not even speak, you see, but the gestures are such.
They make you... The first thing they do is they elicit sympathy. The first thing they do is they awaken sympathy.
Something like that.
Yes. And then before you know where you are caught in something like a spider's web.
That's it.
And they do not want anything from you except it's just to suck your energy. That is
that sided ones. They can do. I mean, all these things. But the result of all this is what? That's what we have to see as we have to cure them. All such people suffer from mental problems. They might have wobbling in the stomach because of the uterus. They could be barren women. They will have problems with the periods, very much. They may not have their periods regularly. They may have irregular periods, all sorts of things. Many uterus is the thing, is the mother's place. So the mother who is disturbed or debased in any way, not respected, you can have problems with uterus also.
Now, what about coils in women, contraceptive coils, apart from the tablets? You know, to stop them. I mean, how does that? You know, it's quite common in the West to control.
I have no idea as to that, but
it causes irritation in the uterus, no doubt.
It causes that.
That's not so bad. Irritation is not so bad, but to take some medicines for that is not good, pills and all that. But more is to see slowly, you see in Sahaja Yoga when you rise, you build up a rhythm of it, see, rhythmic. It's better to have it rhythmic, see, to arrange a rhythm. So that's a better way of doing it, in a rhythm, where you know this time is free sort of thing is better. But this coil also is, I don't think there's any harm, because after all irritation is not so, it's physical and superficial. But other things should be avoided, taking pills and all that is absolutely wrong. I think. Pills and all that must
Very
be caused.
common. From young women of even 14 to 16 coming and being on the pill, mothers, such little girls really. They start so early.
Because the mothers, don't want to take the responsibility of the girls. I mean, you see, we don't know pills in India at all.
Now that's coming.
But in the cities at the most. But we don't have this problem. You see, because we don't have so much of exposure of sex, we don't talk of sex. I mean, innocent people. You see, they are innocent. So if you are innocent, you don't have. But imagine from this, how many dangers are there? Well, first of all, it's very unnatural to have a child very early because you are not matured enough. And you are not married, so the child is placed in a very difficult situation. So that kind of a thing is among Sahaja Yogis. We have to understand that our children we should bring up in such a way that they remain innocent. Try to keep them innocent more with the flowers and with animals and all that, and in such a way that they do not see all these things which are excitable at a young age. But if it is so, then what? If a child is like this, so kya karna? What is the treatment for a thing like that? If a child has too much interest in this and that. Then if he is right-sided, which is an interest like this, is that best thing is to use cold water baths and things, you see. Do more cold water baths, make him sit in the water tub for a while with the salt and all that. That can be absorbed.
A sandalwood paste also.
Sandalwood paste at the Muladhara will be a good idea, you see, to cool him down. So the excitement is much less, and then you can put him left to the right and put him down. But if it is a sly way of doing things and all that, then you can use fire. अजवाइन का धुनी देते हैं बच्चों को बचपन में. In India it's very common. They give ajwain, you see, put ajwain and put the child over the ajwain.
The smoke.
The smoke of the ajwain. It's an antiseptic and anti-boots and anti-everything. So just put the child on the ajwain, take away all the boots and everything. It's very clean. So that's what they do. For children it is good, but also for elders it is very good to take it that way, just to get rid of all these funny things. Because Muladhara is the support of our being. So to keep it clean and nice is nice, because any combination with it can be very deep and lasting. It is very deep and lasting. You can't get rid of it easily. That's why Muladhara for future is good. And if somebody has Muladharas, you give the bandhan to Muladhara. Now go to the combinations higher. You say left navi, as I told you. You get blood cancer. You get left navi is diabetes. Because that's all contained in left navi. Also you can get lethargic liver. Left navi combination with Swadhisthana. With Swadhisthana. With Swadhisthana left navi, this thing combination is these things can come. Then we go ahead of that is troubles like say diabetes. Because left navi we are discussing, diabetes is very common. Now diabetes is not caused as a result of lethargic thing of the pancreas. But it is actually overactive pancreas becomes lethargic.
That is why diabetes is so common amongst overactive intellectual people.
Overactive. This thing. You see what happens, you think too much. Pancreas, what does it do is to convert sugar into digestible. What does it convert into?
Pancreas actually, which the diabetes part, there are two parts of the pancreas.
No, what it does is to digest the sugar in a way. Or it neutralizes into glucose, it breaks up.
I tell you what it does. The endocrine part of the pancreas, which goes in diabetes, that converts the sugar into glycogen, isn't it?
Glycogen.
It stores the sugar in the body in the form of glucagon.
Of glycogen.
Yeah.
Stores the sugar as well as it also must be reducing it.
That it reduces the levels in the blood.
So
it
that
puts it into the cells of the body.
Sends it into the cells. So what happens that when you are using your thinking too much or liver too much, then what happens? That the sugar is consumed faster because of the liver action. If liver is overactive, it means sugar. So then the liver is sucked. And when it is too much sucked in, more is poured by over this pancreas. Glycogen is more poured and more. It goes into overactivity. When it goes into overactivity, then it gets sadness and no more, finished. When it says that, then diabetes is said. So it becomes lethargic actually. But it is overactivity brings this lethargy.
No, that is correct, because one of the functions of insulin is to increase the uptake of sugar by the liver, isn't it?
What? But doesn't secrete insulin anymore. ये हो जाता है. See, when it is active, it is secreting insulin. Now it has a limited energy of producing insulin. When you just exhaust it, then from where to get the insulin? So you have to put insulin addition. This is artificial.
All this applies to people who are not realized, because people who are not realized, they are the ones who get exhausted.
But we can cure diabetes by raising the left to the right, because there you raise it, awaken it, left to the right. Now right to the left nahi karne ka diabetes. Though it is the same thing as right to the left, but first you try to raise it, if possible. If there is still some life left in that thing, absolutely there is some life left, then what happens that it may start pumping. When it starts working, because when it starts pumping, the energy from the Swadhisthana can flow, because now it is in connection with the divine power. See, so that can be sucked in, it will start working. But supposing now it is in such a shape that it is absolutely finished, exhausted, I mean it doesn't rise, then you have to put right to the left and bring Adi Shakti to play her part. So she awakens it first.
Mother, when you're doing the right to the left, you're in fact in the downward stroke, you're bringing the
raise towards the, yes, Adi Shakti to work it out. First you try to raise it with your own self.
So from your own Kundalini or their own Kundalini.
Left, with your own hand and with your own Kundalini on the left to the right. Try to give it a sort of a little teaser, you can say. But still, it may not rise. It may not. So in certain cases, diabetes is curable if you put it left to the right, or if it is a bad case, then you have to put right to the left. Like cases like infantile diabetes.
See now, there are certain diabetes is very common amongst Parsis. They are very right-sided. Very common amongst Jews.
You see, diabetes will be very common in any country which is overdeveloped, very rich. It's a disease of the affluent.
Gujaratis also get a lot of diabetes.
Affluence जिसमें ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, उसके diabetes एक तो sugar ज़्यादा खाते. They take more sugar than normal, those who are affluent people. Also, they, apart from that sugar, what they do, they think too much. Sometimes even they diet, don't take sugar. Don't take sugar but think, then they'll get diabetes.
That is true.
Yeah. Why do children get it?
Children, because the parents are like that. The blood, you see, the parents, the pattern, every blood has a pattern and a message. Every person's blood has a pattern and a message. It carries the complete, you see, it is, the habit of a cell is molded by the kind of a personality you have. And now the mother's blood goes into the child's blood. So the same pattern is carried there. And that blood, you see, circulates. If mother is like that, you see, she has diabetes, the child gets it. If the father has also, if it is a son, the son will get it. Not the women, not to get so much of diabetes, the men. Normally women don't get it, but if there are women, you see, like politicians and all that, those who are manly women, you see, those who, even women housewives who plan too much about their household, what to cook and how to entice the husband, you see, they also can get it. अब दूसरा और pancreas होगा spleen. Spleen disease, I have told you, leukemia and all that. So for that, how to cure diabetes? Best for diabetes is to give salt.
Any spleen.
Soft. Sea bath. Sea bath. Sitting in the sea bath. Sea bath. And for diabetes, another thing which is very good is to have a little pumping with your hands. I mean, you are a realizer. Supposing you find somebody has a diabetes, so you locate the pancreas. You just try to little bit tickle it like that. You see, the diabetes. Yeah, जहाँ होता है pancreas में, ऐसे तरह you can feel the pancreas. You can feel it. It's there. Just do like that.
This is pancreas, not spleen, mother, you're talking about now.
No.
Pancreas.
Pancreas.
You're talking about pancreas.
Just here.
Yeah.
Yes. You can feel it. A doctor can feel it. You see, just give it a little thing. So it starts converting. And for a Sahaja Yogi, it is easy to locate. Wherever there will be a problem, you will find a lumpy stuff there. But only Sahaja Yogis can feel it. Because they are subtle. Doctors may not. A lump. See, if you can find a lump there. For me, all lumps are nothing but my chakras working. I am talking about diabetes. You see, my chakras are working like a diabetic patient. Huh? Better now.
Oh, that is really come out.
Now, this diabetes gives you a problem here. Because Swadhisthana goes around here also in the head. So when you have a Muladhara and a Swadhisthana, then you have a problem here at the back. So you get eyesight problem. Suddenly you'll find some people absolutely blind with eyes open. Now what you do is to put a candle before my photograph, put a little sindoor on the head, and give it a proper, what you call a Pradakshina style of a bandhan to the backside with a flame. That's very important. Flame should be used, nothing else. And you will be surprised people will start seeing. I mean, somebody started seeing in Geneva. First she saw my red mark, then she saw my face, then she started seeing. But if it is left Swadhisthana and right Swadhisthana because of pancreas and Muladhara, then it is a progression as well. Then it takes more time. But as you will know, on your hands you give the flame. This thing. So for pancreas, it may show right Swadhisthana also. Depends on at what position you are. Supposing it is overactivity of the pancreas is going on, then you will get right Swadhisthana. But if it is lethargic and finished, you will just feel the left Swadhisthana. But normally both you see. In pancreas you see both. So you get a lethargic or overactive pancreas, or you can get even the same the spleen. Now say the spleen that is overactive is the one that makes it absolutely lethargic with overactivity, and then that inactivity brings forth this leukemia business because the triggering takes place. It becomes just a sort of hopeless and starts depending on some help. And then the bhoots come in to help it. They start triggering it. When they start triggering, they do it the way they are. So it starts becoming bigger and bigger because it is not in relation with the whole anymore. Like a person who is tired now. He sits down. And there's a demon who comes. So he moves with his speed. It's like that. And that's why cancer is caused. Do you follow my point? Because when these people attack, they have their own speed, their own rhythm, which has nothing to do with the rhythm of the body. It's sort of they get so, this thing that somebody lifts them up and they start using them. That's how cancer is caused, when you reach that state of overactivity. Now, we can say for the void, peritoneum. Void. But the worst is that if void is caught on both the sides. That is, if you think you are a guru, or you have used some methods to be guru, or you have tried to put something, and also then you go to some guru, or accept somebody as a guru. Both ways, if it works out, then you get a complete ekadasha on that. Then the activity of the answer is much more. Now reason I'll tell you. It's very interesting. This reason you must know. Is the vani. You see, is the sound. Sound that moves, or the kundalini that moves. You see, later on making sound. But first the sound is there. So the sound rises first before the kundalini. Om, we can say. Starts moving. When there is kundalini, what happens? That the flow stops here of the sound. So it is para. First of all, the vani is para. You can't hear it. It is there. And then it comes up to madhyama here. Then it is para. That starts throbbing here, showing that it cannot go any further in the distance. And when that throbbing starts spreading, actually your attention is throbbing, left side. That's the danger sign. When you find a throbbing here, near the sternum, below the sternum, in the stomach area, you can say. Over the stomach, isko kya kahen, this portion? Pyloric? What I mean, no.
How you can say cardiac, right?
Cardiac. At this point, you find it. Da, 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 da. So you can also do one thing at that time. It's easier. You put your right hand on there. Now, then you put your left hand on the center of the heart and ask the person to hold his breath. And you go on saying Devi's mantra. The dhak will rise. Then you lift the right hand, put it on the Vishuddhi, and take Shri Krishna's name till this throbbing comes here. Then you take it higher here, and then you put it higher to the Sahasrara. That's one way of clearing out if you find a throbbing there. It's a very important point. You follow that?
This sound is really the omkara, is it?
It's omkara. It's an omkara which is para. It's not heard.
Beyond.
It's beyond. But it becomes heard here because it starts, you see, it has an obstruction. The one that is all pervading everywhere, it is existing already there. So what happens, that sound, everything has a sound inside, you see, but it's silent. It's silent. This silent sound becomes active because it has an obstruction. Say for if I hit this, it gives a sound.
The Kundalini is omkara then, is it?
That is also omkara.
Kundalini itself.
Also omkara. Kundalini is also omkara. But that sound which already is present in the body, this sound becomes active in the sense when you percussion ho jata na, with the percussion.
When the Kundalini strikes at you.
No, Kundalini has nothing to do with this at this stage. Kundalini has nothing to do.
See, the body is omkara also, is it? Yeah.
I mean, you can say so. Oh, these are the three things it is working with, you see. The whole thing is working with Uma. It's all Brahma Shakti. the Brahma Shakti which is already present within us, otherwise we won't exist. So what are the Brahma Shakti within us? Are the three Shaktis are there. But what happens actually when it integrates because of the spirit, we call the spirit as Omkara. Alright. Now the Kundalini is three Shaktis in it. But manifested within us also these three separate Shaktis are there. But when you see the attention is enraged, or you can say the attention cannot find its movement everywhere, then it starts hitting you there. And then also with percussion, this is a percussion. But the anahata is without percussion. You see, if I hit this, it will make a sound, alright? But there is a sound, must be in this and this, otherwise how does it make a sound? It must come from somewhere.
Acha, now I'm beginning to understand. The sound is inherent in the substance.
Of course, but it's silent.
But something can trigger it so that it becomes sound.
No, anahata is a sound which is without percussion.
But it's inherent in the vibrations of the substance is sound.
Sound. It makes a sound. But the trouble is the sound we can't hear it. Of course, some of the sounds we can't hear because our ears are not made for that. That's different. But the sound that is in our body we can't hear. Can we hear? Everything is going on. We don't hear any sound. It's absorbed. All the sounds are absorbed. But when the attention is hitting something, then the sound is made. We can hear.
Achha. Now I'm beginning to understand.
That is with percussion. But actually this heart is without percussion. Natural sound is without percussion. It exists. Only in the heart it is manifested as, it's called as Pashyanti. Here it just sees. So it is.
So then, Sri Mataji, according to this, would you say that all sound is an indication of disturbance of the attention?
All artificial sounds.
Yeah.
See, normally there is no sound.
You see, because I used to notice in Derby, for instance, that whenever there was a lot of sound around, like lawnmowers or cars or something, my liver would hurt and the attention would be diverted. I mean, you see, because...
No, but that sound should not be so disturbing to a person who is in the center.
But
you see, but more, you see, it is more mental activity here, I think. See, so much of mental activity, your brain is like, any more sound, you see, that upsets you. To Indians, it does not so much. Because this brain is so much going on like this all the time, you see, it's bum 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 is going on, you put a little sound,
too much.
Too much for them. But actually that is not so. See, your activity is so much that you can't bear any sound. But with all that activity, don't hear the sound in your head. See, blood is flowing, all that, you don't hear any sound, you see. Because it's all neutralized. Absolutely there is no imbalance. But when there is an imbalance, the sound starts. You can start hearing it.
But what I was trying to say, Sri Mataji, is that in this world there is so much sound. What is that sound? Is that sound a manifestation of imbalance?
No, that is percussion. That is with percussion.
That is the anahata.
All the world, no. That is the sound which comes from percussion.
Percussion from the attention.
Any percussion. Without percussion there is no sound.
But what causes that percussion? Is
that percussion can be human, can be any percussion.
But that's not a sign of imbalance necessarily.
No, in a way it is, because it is when it is silent, it is not at all touched. But if you touch it, then there is a percussion killing.
That is true. You see, what I accept all that. That's what I understood. But what I wanted to know is, you see, this...
That sound is only in the heart heard.
That
is anahata, without percussion. Only the heart has the word. Why? Because of the spirit.
So that the whole universe is anahata, but out of this anahata, on top of that is placed percussion, which causes...
Everything is in a parasha. Para, that is para. Everything is in para.
Potential.
Para, potential. Parasha.
I think more than potential, it's actual, but you cannot...
It's para,
yes.
it's parasha. But say a man becomes mad. How will you make it out? You will get a throbbing there and throbbing. Just the opposite of me. Just the opposite of me. If a man is mad, I'll also get a throbbing. But I'll not be mad. On the contrary, I'll be producing anti-vaccine. You see? Yeah. in my head.
Antibodies,
Antibodies in my head, or anti-things, anti-effective things. So you will get, if you, that's a madman, you will see he'll have a thought. If you have a bad thought, you'll find a thought.
So that means any sort of throbbing.
Obstruction आ जाता है ना.
And what is, now take a third form of sound, Srimati. This Vaikari.
Vaikari.
Now that we do consciously. Say when you are doing puja, when you are reciting mantra.
Now
you
here,
do
you see, it passes through your sound box. It's like a basuri. It passes through an aperture. Because of that, that air or that sound which is silent, that is flowing, you see. Because of that movement here, gets into a, this is the nada, becomes the sound. Here, Vaikari.
But what is the importance of this sound, Srimataji, in the economy, if you like, of the spirit?
Economy?
Of the spirit. I mean, economy, I don't know what word to use. I mean, what is the importance of this Vaikari to this Atman?
Atman? This Vaikari. Vaikari has all the consonants, the vowels. All the vowels are produced. Without a vowel, no mantra can be said.
No, that is true.
And without the mantras, no deities can be awakened. So the spirit in every deity has to be awakened. So the sound, the spirit of the sound decides.
But supposing you reach the stage where the whole Om was flowing through the whole Sushumna, then it is not necessary to use Vaikari anymore. Is that right?
No, only Chitta can work out. Even Chitta is not good. They look after. I mean, I don't really, to be very frank, everybody says, you do this, you do that. In my conscious mind, I am not bothered. But I have built this up. You see, all the mehnat I have done before, you see. But now here, as you have put everything, nobody knows what I have done, what work. Only I have to put the lights in it on. Very nice. But I have done the job also there, you see. But now I don't have to worry so much. I just put the button on.
So when we feel the pain from somebody who's sick, when we think we're curing it, actually we're doing it by asking you to increase the flow from that part in your...
From here, you are awakening that.
Yes, but we're awakening it in you. We're not awakening in ourselves.
No, in yourself, you see. Because when mine is all the time awakened. But what happens that by saying that, whatever is awakened in me is poured into you.
Yes.
And then you reflect on the other person.
So we also produce antibodies.
Of course you do. I mean, realize so. You are, what do you think? You are sanctified people. Not only produce, but you are sanctified. Baba, तुम लोग तो कमाल कर सकते. You can do wonders, but अभी क्या करने का? अभी जरा you are still.
You see, Srimati, when I was in Jamshedpur,
we get a glimpse of it.
But you see, because in Jamshedpur, Srimati, I used to notice this. Whenever there's a problem in Jamshedpur, what I used to do, even not with me in my neighborhood or something, I would just go silent. And I would feel these antibodies would be coming out. And then within 1 or 2 days, everything would be sorted out.
Yes, you see, to just think of it, ask for it. After all, Adi Shakti herself has given you realization. How many people have got from Adi Shakti? All my powers have given. To just accept me, just surrender, that's all. Surrender means what? Accept me means what? You exploit me. To be very frank, the word is exploit. There's no surrendering. What are you going to surrender to me? What do you have, isn't it? What you are doing is to exploit me completely. But not the way the Portuguese have done.
Exploit at a subtle level.
Portuguese are the limit of things, I tell you. This is the last thing that I could think. Now I really...
What should we do about them, Srimati?
What to do?
Something must be sorted out. Otherwise they'll be in a big mess and then our whole center will go in.
I feel that. That's what I feel. I don't mind. Money will manage somehow. That much, little bit here and there to show CP, I can manage it. We can do some hanky-panky. But what to do about them? Basically, they are the ones who are going to be hurt.
And if they are hurt, then the whole center goes.
All right, tell them, Gavi, that you have to keep some money for mother out of whatever you earn. So you must keep some money. Or what they can do now, they are getting these things. We'll keep them here. We'll try to sell them or do something about it. You must say that this guy cannot just take advantage. And you told them some percentage has to be kept or something or not?
Yes, they're quite willing to do it.
Ricardo is still with us. He's
He's still
Portuguese.
there.
Ricardo is still
Yes.
in the ashram, Mother.
Yes, of course, he has no money to go back. You know that.
I thought he was going to America or something.
America.
There was talk of going to America just to.
See,
self-talk or
don't
something.
encourage him. He's on a very big ego trip. And he'll ruin himself completely. Has he got those?
He's got copper utensils, and there was some talk of tablecloths. I'm not familiar.
Have they
with
arrived
them.
or not? Just find out, Gavin, be on his lookout. I hope he doesn't fly out to America.
That was just what was said. I don't know if that's changed. That was when he first came, Mother.
I haven't heard.
Tell him that,
Huh?
show everything to mother, bring it down here. I would like to see all that he has got. Stupid fellow. He just smartly came taking my photograph. You see, I thought, who is this? But some newspaper fellow, you see, very smartly dressed with a thing, he was jumping around like a monkey. I didn't know who he was. Suddenly I said, you are here. Such a stupid fool, I tell you. 4,000 pounds he have borrowed. And bought what those tablecloths. Who is going to buy for 30 pounds and 50 pounds a tablecloth like that?
I'm not sure if that's what's happening. That was at the beginning. There was talk of.
No. Now what you do? That must be his idea at that time to go to America. He thought, you see, now he told me, what did you think? I thought I was a commercial director for SahajaYoga. I said, what? Commercial director. I just can't understand. I said, who gave you the idea? He said, maybe my ego. I said, really? What he said? I didn't know where to do. I mean, ego is stupid. But stupidity also is something. I said, what is this? What am I to say to him? इतना भी stupidity क्या कि 4,000 pound आप borrow करके रखे. And now you appoint self-appointment. We paid for its transfer, we paid for everything, played all the tricks that they should have it. And here they have borrowed money on that stock. Let's see now if their shop works out or anything. But they never informed me. See, the bhoot is like that, the ego is such. They said, we thought, Mother, it is your blessing that we got all the loan and everything. I said, really? But why didn't you inform me that you are doing it? If it was my blessing, you should have informed me. There's no treatment for stupidity. And 20% rate.
What, interest? 20%? I didn't realize that.
What am I telling you, Krishna?
That is,
एक पैसा उनके पास अपना नहीं.
that's 800 pounds a year. Just to service the loan.
I mean, they may sell it because there are 150 pieces altogether they have got. But at the most for 3,000 or so. Or maybe.
Every 3 months they delay, it's costing them 200 pounds. I don't understand.
Every year how much? It's
Every year
1,000 added.
800 pounds a year. For them it's a lot of money.
I think they'll become bankrupt. That's the solution they have. I
Then
think
what
they'll
will
sell it off and say we can't return your money. Within 4 years they have to return. They can say we can't return. We are bankrupt. That's the only way they
Then
can.
what future do they have? They can't start now.
Alright, so this is this. So now which one? Left side we have dealt with.
We got half Vishuddhi Ajna left.
Huh?
Half Vishuddhi Ajna we have left.
Yeah.
No, we
I haven't
have.
done asthma.
Asma is right side.
But half, left half complications, left Vishuddhi complications, left Ajna.
Treatment of diabetes, sugar and salt, Mother?
Yes, so.
No, only
Sugar or only salt?
Salt. और स्प्लीन के लिए what can we have? Vibrated, if you can really give vibrated extracts, see, liver extracts or something. Must be.
Level 52, Mother?
Huh?
You mean
52 vibrated. No, for spleen. Liver extracts, you see.
Like livergen.
Livergen or
What,
something.
there's something you get.
Aminogens,
Anything.
like this. Amino acids.
It is nothing to do with liver, but there are liver extracts. Mane kya hai?
High
Red
protein,
bloods,
madam.
RBCs.
High protein type of extract.
No. For iron content.
So then what about eating liver for the spleen?
Who? For spleen.
How to eat liver?
For liver?
No, supposing you eat liver, Srimati, is that good for anything?
Is good for the spleen. Very good. Liver. I mean, that's what I'm saying, the liver itself. India में तो liver को कूट के खाते iron, any kind of iron content.
Iron, B12, many things are like that.
B12.
All sorts of chemicals there are. So that is the...
And you better give me one B12 again. Everybody said I was looking much better, but now I'm much better. I was so tired. I was very tired.
But no doubt that Hampstead meeting, you were looking very well.
Isn't it?
The glow.
Everybody said Hampstead. But you know, I got tired in this one.
Yeah.
The one we had.
Hampstead.
The last
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Very tight.
Cambridge one was very too much. You see, I travelled, went there, had a puja in the morning, no rest. Then we travelled all the way in this horrible booth on my head all the time, arguing, got fed up. And then we went there. It was very hectic. But the Cambridge was the one. But thank God there were people, now I got over it. But that day I was very tired, very tired. Acha, so done. Khatam? Part. Now we'll do tomorrow.
Acha.
If you want.
Yes,
Tomorrow
yes.
sometime. What time?
As you wish, as it suits you.
Tomorrow day after जब भी हो जाएगा.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
I
तो
have-
साड़ी लेने का.
Tomorrow they've asked me to give this talk in Derby. I do not know whether you think it's how important it is. I mean,
what
if you
is
don't think I should go, I'll give it a miss.
What is the thing? That Sahaja Yogis don't realize.
Takes desire, mother. A lot of desire to actually do more than you think you can.
Yes, you see, you have
in
to
a
go
way.
to the roots, you see. So you have to go deep down into it. You have to be serious people. You have to be assiduous. You have to work it out because you have to go deeper into it. It's nothing superficial. Superficial things can be done superficially. You have to be ardent about it, earnest, absolutely earnest.
And it's reality also.
It's reality, you
It's not
see.
fantasy.
It's not fantasy. You cannot just say, oh, love, 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 and all that nonsense is not there. To go deep down into it, to get to it. These Sahaja Yogis don't realize. I tell you, I feel that Sahaja Yogis don't realize that it's a deep investigation, the deep approach. The superficial people can't reach that.
The Canadians seem to be doing very well, mother. From what we've read.
There must be. You see, organizing outside is important, but much more is organizing within. And the organizing within comes when you reach the depth. If you do not reach the depth, how are you going to organize yourself within? There's no way out. So for every small thing, mother, he wakes you up in the morning. Are why should anybody ask you to wake up? You get up and do it. It's for you. Objections for the I'm surprised at it. See, it should be done for your good. You have to do it. You have to work it out. It is not just by the way on the road walking. You can just catch hold of something and get it. You have to work it out. This Terence came. I don't like people. I said, you shut up now. You don't interfere here. That's the thing. No use criticizing others or doing anything. You better keep quiet. You don't understand it. Then you get quiet. Because Australians are going deeper. You see. Nobody tells them. This is the point. It's not just fun or anything. You have to go deep into yourself to organize yourself. You must be organized within yourself. I see it. Alertness, alertness in that movement. Oh, where is my mind? Where is this? It's not just talking or putting posters and things like that.
Especially if many of these actions, they are done without desire.
Without desire, ऊपर से बात करने में क्या जाता है? Just to talk about it was very easy. What have you achieved yourself? This is a chance you have to do. Dive down. If you have to find yourself to dive down, must do. And that's what I find is lacking. You see, why should anybody wake you up? What is the need? You wake up yourself. You should be the leader. You should do it. What is the need for anyone to do it? You come out of your own shell. He said, I can't understand myself. I mean, if I were you, I would have done it. I would have done everything into extremes to do it, if I were you. But I'm just the other way. Still, I'm an extreme case. If he says the way you work, even if you pay someone thousands of pounds, people won't work like that the way you work. For what? You can't understand.
Then,
The sincerity.
see, what I think, Srimataji, is happening is that people are putting responsibility for their ascent on the few. There are few people who take things earnestly and seriously. This used to be always here in London, I noticed. And they put their responsibility for their ascent on those people. And then they'll sit back comfortably and enjoy life.
They don't want to ascend it. You see, you have to take something and enjoy it yourself. If your tongue is not sensitive, you cannot enjoy.
That is the trouble.
As simple as that. Nobody can make your tongue sensitive, can anyone? You have to make your tongue. Every one of. What is there need to say anything? I mean, it's all right in the beginning. I just thought that if you put restriction, all the nonsensical people will disappear. That's why I said all right. But what is this? This has become a customary thing.
What is, you see, it's this business of responsibility. The main thing I think in England is people don't want to take responsibility for anything, including
And remember,
themselves.
responsibility to your own city. I'm not saying take anybody else's responsibility. Like with Susan now, the other day I saw, I was amazed. He's so much left, she developed a face like a man actually.
Ah, and no one can see it. They all think she's very sweet.
Really?
Ah, isn't it? I mean, no one in the ashram can see it.
There's a man coming into her. She'll become a man. You see that?
Much worse than it was 1 year ago.
That day she came, I said, you go and sit at the back. I couldn't bear her. I mean, you are not sensitive people. She's sweet in what? On mental level maybe.
Yeah, you see, I don't know, Mother, it's very subtle, you see. I mean, I can't explain it. It's, what is it that they have made a fantasy out of Sahaja Yoga? I mean, they imagine, first they hear what they should feel, then they imagine they feel it, and then they feel happy.
All right, whatever it is. Now in this Bhagavati Puja on that day, on Monday,
Sunday.
I'm going to come out with something like that about this one. That, you see, now look at these persons. Chaudhary, you know. 4 baje utte hai, 4 o'clock, have fun, sit. Baitak, you see what you call a baitak, I don't know what you call it.
Baitak is determination.
It's the sitting hours of the dedication. Sitting hours, baitak. What is your baitak? Baitak. You must have baitak. It means to be steadied on one point. In everything we think, even when you say, my brother, I told him that why don't you take this one for your articles I was doing, what do you call this? Baba is what? Auditor. So he said, what has he got a baitak? Means a determined way of sitting on to it.
Assiduity.
Huh?
Assiduity.
Acidity.
More than that.
Acidity is
determination plus stability plus
and stability and better.
There's no word in English.
Actually, there's no word for that.
It also implies depth also.
Depth and the holding to it and getting into it and everything. What is this better?
Some stubbornness also.
The English did it to the Falklands.
Huh?
What the English did to the Falklands in a gross way. They went and got there.
That's the way it is.
And right to the centre, Port Stanley. And that was it, finished.
But you see, Srimataji, this whole society has lost that.
Huh?
Only in the army you still find it. You see, this is the problem with this country. The Bhaitak has gone not only in Sahaja Yoga but outside Sahaja Yoga.
But the potential is
But
there.
Mr.
Huh?
It is such a thing if you really see the beauty of Sahaja Yoga. It is such a thing. If you really see the beauty of Sahaja Yoga, you will One should really sit down. Even for music in India, you have to have Baithak. If
Actually,
you are not a Baithak master, you cannot do Indian music. You have to riyaz for 6 hours, 7 hours. In India, it's very common for a musician to sit down for 6 hours. Otherwise, do you think they can move their voices like that? But you see, CP is an example of that. Baithak is Baithak. It's an example if you see that.
a determination.
And in the office, everybody says we never do Indians work like this. You get 3 Indians, all work better than all the English put together. The English start 5:30, they have to go home. For what?
To meet their wives who nag them.
I don't know. Maybe to drink or what?
Or to
I don't
drink,
know. All of them, whether they are Japanese or anyone, except for the Indians. They work very hard, finish the job, then they. So Baithak is the point, you see. In Sahaja Yoga, that's what we need. इन लोगों ने सबने क्या है? They have achieved it. Just see, read the thing, how he has done it. बहुत बैठक चाहिए. That is what is lacking, and they don't know how to put this into their heads. They're fantastic. I love this. That is what is this nonsense? When they come before me, I can't even make them sit before me. It's such a condition. You go to India, they will also.
Wow, well, there you have to sit for 6 hours, 7 hours at a stretch.
They do. They do. अभी जैसा एक चक्र पकड़ा है, फिर स्वादिष्ठान आएगा. Work out, स्वादिष्ठान. Work out, clean it. They will clean the carpets much more with Baithak than their inside. To get to it.
That has to be told to them, that Sahaja Yoga is Antar Yoga, you see, and
God will do, Mataji will do. How far can I go? You see, I drop out very fast. Alright, so this one is now one of the examples. It is Susan. Very left-sided, she'll become a man. I am feeling very left-sided. She's so caught up. See, actually her ego is full of goods. She's one of them, is a target for me. And another is another Susan. Susan, it's a funny name, huh? What does that mean? It's a biblical name.
yeah. Susanna was, I tell you, it's a dirty story in the Bible, Srimati.
Acha?
That is all. Isn't
Chalo.
it? You know the story.
It's certainly given rise to a lot of dirty painting.
It's a dirty story, that is all.
Susanna.
Ah.
So it starts with that only. अच्छा खाना लगा दिए इनके और बेबी लोग के. So ऐसा करो कि रुस्तम साहब तो खाएंगे थोड़ा सा, वो उनको पसंद है मछली, लेकिन इन लोग को वो देना. That smells awfully, Rustam. So what we can do, we 3 can sit upstairs here and let them have their food. It smells awfully bad. So for some people it does, they may not be able to eat. तो इन लोग को अलग से खाना दे. हाँ, और हम लोगों को वो दे दो, मछली के साथ. हाँ, चटनी वो हमको दे दो अलग से कमरे में. हम साधना बेबी और ये खाएंगे और रोटी, और इनको आप दे दीजिए चावल नीचे में. जॉन है बोला, I'm sorry, I don't want you to have the smell. Your mother has no problem with it. And Sadhana wants to have it, so if I don't have it, I feel very bad. You can't eat, you see, so I don't want you to feel bad. So this is a better separation. So you have it in the dining room and we'll have it in the room. CP can't bear it. Now when he's out, she said, better do it tonight, because if you do it tomorrow, we'll smell it. Tomorrow we are having it. साड़ी के लिए जाने का है.
You see, that's why I didn't want to go to Derby. I wanted to come for the sari, but whatever is my duty, I should do that.
Now what is the, you better do that. Sari anybody can do. Now what about this business of, hello. Now you see, you all are going to have downstairs, and me, Rustam and Sadhana will eat there, because we like that horrible smelly fish, alright?
Okay.
So, क्या करें हम? Sari. We can go any day. Tomorrow, day after we can go in the morning to buy one sari. That's it. And कितना रुपया का बोलते हैं साड़ी सौरी का?
I haven't seen yet, Srimati. I should say 80 pound होंगे.
for Gauri Puja you have to have, because Navratri is first day, I don't buy. Because it is from the whole.
Actually, it doesn't matter if it costs a lot as long as the quality is worthy of it.
Well, that also true.
Srimati.
So I'll buy a good one. I promise I'll buy a good one. So that's one we'll buy. And then that's one problem. And another is about this puja. That's on Sunday morning. All these people are coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. So you be prepared for that. And we have to do this on every Thursday morning. We can go and buy the saris and things what we have to buy.
So tomorrow, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. So we do that. Tomorrow is Thursday. The Friday भी अच्छा है देवी का दिन.
Friday is Lord Shiva's day, so we should
So
go.
Friday is better. We'll go on Friday in the morning. And whatever you want to buy, otherwise also. The Gauri के लिए सब I have got all the shringar and I'll wear that. Nothing matters so much.
Shringa matlab?
मतलब all the
ornaments,
gold things I've got most of it.
We have also.
We ought to get something of gold now.
I've already
What?
explained to Srimati.
What?
हम लोग का एक plan था,
Huh?
to give you something of gold, sovereign.
No, for not on Gauri Puja में नहीं देना. गौरी पूजा में काय को देना? गौरी में कुछ पत्थर का चीज या कोई मिट्टी का चीज.
But it's not only Gauri, it's Durga भी है, दोनों चीज एक साथ पूजा करते हैं.
ये वो तो गौरी पहला दिन को तो गौरी पूजा है.
हाँ, ब्रह्मचारिणी, तो शैला पुत्री है दूसरा दिन. नहीं, गौरी शादी के लिए कुछ सोने का चीज थे, नहीं, गौरी just for the wedding. It's shubh cheez, if you must see. I mean, the only chance we get to give you 24 karat gold is in a sovereign. That is why I thought of it, not for any other reason. Because we have never given you pure 24 karat gold.
No, you have.
Have you? Or sovereign.
One you gave me once, a sovereign, small one.
Because Christmas puja we won't be doing in England anymore. So,
But Diwali, that's a Lakshmi Puja.
That day you give. Alright, I don't want to. Abhi, I would suggest you give me something in. यानी ये कि पृथ्वी है ना इसमें, गौरी में पृथ्वी तत्व है.
so earth.
अर्थ का तत्व है.
See, the other reason Srimati is that
मार्बल का कोई चीज ऐसा छोटा सा ऐसा कोई चीज दे सकते.
oh, जरूर मिलेंगे.
Or fragrance.
I tell you what, I've seen something somewhere. I've seen this क्या कहते हो स्टोन जो तुम लाए थे हमारे लिए जिसका बुद्धा बना था सॉफ्ट स्टोन.
Soapstone.
सोप स्टोन.
Ah.
सोप स्टोन में आई हैव सीन दिस मदर मर्सी.
Ah. Where, Srimati?
I saw in Hound Stitch.
Do we get that?
That's it. Mother Mercy and a little child.
That is Gauri, no?
That's Gauri. She was Gauri. She was a Mercy. She was a virgin and little child, you see, a small little boy. That's a good piece. Then दिमाग में देखो, my brain goes where to where. Yeah, I wanted to buy that day, but then I just thought क्या लेने का, फिर दिमाग से चला गया. You see, like that Buddha, you see, having stone, soap stone, green color, beautiful. Hound Stitch में है, if it is still there. I think 50 pound का होगा, I think. 40 to 50 pounds something.
Oh, that
But it is real, the worth giving, you see. या गोल्ड का देने से अच्छा जिसका जो ऑस्पिशियस हो वो दो, क्योंकि मार्बल का नहीं मिलेगा कुछ अच्छा. It's all right, as long as stone or मिट्टी, one of the things.
We'll get you this statue, and that seems to be appropriate, Srimati.
I think because there's a child also with it, so Ganesha Gauri like that, and she was a virgin. या तो कोई virgin का statue दे दो, one of the things.
That is not so easy to get a good one with good vibration.
No, but this is I've seen one. I liked it. The
Unless we give you
vibration.
some porcelain, but you know, I mean, sometimes you get very funny shapes, Srimati.
Porcelain में face नहीं आता, इसका face अच्छा है. I've seen it.
So this one we should get.
But this one is all right, I think. Porcelain maybe you may get, may not get. You can't say.
This is the first.
Huh?
The first night of Navratri, Brahmacharini.
Brahmacharini.
Very
She
good.
was a Brahmacharini. She was a Brahmacharini. Just it struck me.
That's why white sari we thought. With red
Oh,
border.
white with red. Gauri come here. We have seen that. We have seen that. You remember from Kerala, we went down. We were not with us. Rustam, you were with me.
Ah, yes, I was
We
with you.
saw the Gauri thing.
We did your puja in Kanyakumari.
Yes, Kanyakumari.
That was extraordinary.
Well, it's a great thing. It is a very big thing to be able to worship Virgin. Is a very big thing.
So,
I mean, if you have to give something, then give accordingly. Lakshmi Pujan के दिन you can give me gold sovereign. It's suitable. वैसा
Lakshmi-
कोई जरूरत नहीं है. But if you have to give, then give it appropriate, whatever is appropriate on that day.
The only reason I thought of this was because although first night is Brahmacharini, finally she becomes Mahagauri, Skanda Mata, Shaila Putri, all these, they are
That's true. That's true.
I mean the Devi is, Durga after all is the most auspiciously decked.
Dashera भी है 27th को.
We'll have a puja then.
अब पूजा कर जरूरी तो नहीं.
No, I just as you wish, Srimati. We will not.
But I'll come down. We'll have a program. But not a puja. We just have a celebration of Dashera. If puja too much हो जाता है.
We have a good film, Srimataji, in the ashram videotape called Mahashakti. You might like to see. Quite
All
funny in parts, but but they show the 9 forms of
You have got this with you?
Gavin, yes, I think.